So the speed is crazy. The access is crazy, which is in a certain degree is positive because everybody get access to the tech, but we don't know how to use it. So we are all the time figuring out, how we can use this in education. Nobody knows. There are, work starting to be now. We have some examples, those decisions, those data points, but we didn't. It was not done the other way around. We didn't have an educational problem. Let's say lack of school teachers, and we need AIs.
Well,
AI
that's
assistant.
a very good point.
Yeah.
Just to pause on that, because there are companies, I can think of law firms as one example, who are very worried about AI. Or, worried if you're coming into the law firm because you think my job might be cut, but maybe not worried if you're trying to save money on the other side. Let's take it as one example. And I know there are other companies here who've literally told me, and every company basically, they're taking in AI, and they will take in somebody called an AI expert to help them formulate some business model to use. Should they believe that person? Are you saying basically that expert coming in doesn't really know what they're doing either because they can't?
Yeah, there is no experience, or the experience are very limited. So perhaps they are experts on the tech. So, most likely they're expert on the tech, but no expert on applying that tech on a business domain.
So what advice would you give to a business then?
Is learn yourself. So my advice in AI, again, back to the knowledge. This is why I did that master on AI in 2015. It was clear for me at the time that this is going to happen. It's going to happen, so you better learn. Of course, I did not attempt to be an expert. I attempt to have knowledge and understanding how this tech works and how can be used. And then you have more chances, of course, because you understand.
And then also, just coming off the back of that, you are teaching in a technological age, not only teaching, actually, you're also working, we're all working and living, may I add, in an age where the rate of change, because of AI, is fundamentally shifting every aspect of our lives. Educators, how do you plan? How do you plan 1 year ahead, not alone 5 years ahead? When it comes to funding, for example, you have to say, I'm going to do this, this and this. How do you plan for the Luxembourg Tech School? But also, we won't go into what you do as a job, but you're a CTO, you have a lot of responsibility, and you're living in the world of AI where things are changing so fast. And then just for normal people like me, having to use this in our daily lives. So this is a huge technological age we are currently living through.
Yes, so it's a very, very tricky moment. Let me use that word, because the tech is evolving at a speed of light. It's not just AI. It's heavily billions invest. The real change, the real push is the billions that are invest on a single tech. I have never seen that. Because we could argue why quantum is not getting, so much important, because we're not putting the billions there. If the billions were there, we will also be discussing the issues and the benefits of quantum.
Can I just ask you, do you think it's a good place to put the billions, or do you think some of it should be siphoned off to other things like healthcare?
Well, the reason why I wouldn't say makes sense, but the reason why it's happening is because it's cross-domain. So one of the big areas that is helping by AI is healthcare. So that's why the money is flowing there, because is impacting. I repeat, it's not like it will, it is every domain. And we have to understand that AI is not only about, let's say, the digital world, it's also the physical world, because everything is merged between AI and robotics. We try to forget that, but it's the two things are heavily together. So we have AI fully on those robotics, and we see these videos on this Android basic look human-like, but there are other things that are not human-like, like planes, cars that are full of AI. So that is what is interesting. This AI technology, as we call it, is fully embedded in the digital and the physical world and touch every domain. So this is why the investment flows, because it has a potential, or not only a potential, is already generating benefits on different domains. That is what is different.
And so then, to the rate of change, how should we try to keep pace with that? And let's just block it out into the three things I spoke. I mean, I could pick anything almost, but let's say as a normal person, how should we try to keep pace with that? And then going back to LTS, how do you plan for that?
So as a normal being, there's no way.
Oh, thanks. That's great.
Because the investment is so it means that we have to skip some steps. Okay, we cannot just follow. It's just not possible anymore. That's a reality. Also for let's say even for the people that in the domain like myself, I no longer can follow the development. So I never saw such a speed. In the past was every 5 years, and then it came 2 years, and now it's every 6 months.
I remember chatting to you a number of years ago, because obviously you had an eye on this years and years ago.
Yes.
I saw a slight worry in your face when you were telling me what was coming and about to hit us hard.
Well, actually, before creating LTS, Ralph and I did a full machine learning online master program in the year 2015. Just before LTS was not even yet a full mature idea, we did a full master online, the both of us, just as individuals, ex-student with ex-professor, trying to have fun on trying to learn more about machine learning, AI.
Sergio, I know you're brilliant, but just along with your professorship, your extremely tough job, your 3 children, you just chucked on another master's to do. This is not what a normal person wants to hear necessarily. But anyway.
But it's about answering your question about how you keep pace with this. Well, you have to learn. You have to learn yourself.